Many African Americans who are enslaved in the southern states remain on their masters' farms and plantations. In some instances, people don't have the means or opportunity to get to the Union military. In other instances, they're still under the control of their owners or other white Southerners. And certainly for all people, the war is grueling and harrowing. There's tremendous deprivation, lack of food and other resources. There's incredible and unprecedented violence and death and disease all around them. So for those African Americans who remain in some sort of state of unfreedom, the war is certainly a traumatic experience and one that remains uncertain. But I think in many instances, for many enslaved people, there is a glimmer of hope. There's a sense that slavery is coming to an end. And even though we might not know what that end looks like, there's a sense that you can't go back, that there's no returning to the days of plantation slavery, of laboring to the point of death, of losing your family to sale. There's a sense that change is imminent, even if it's not clear what that change will be.
I think probably one of the biggest problems in the way that we view the American Civil War, particularly with this whole freedom question, is the idea that freedom is somehow given. Freedom was earned by the people that both fought in the field and the people who resisted the institution for hundreds of years, even before that war began, who constantly challenged this idea of my humanity. And so I think that the American Civil War, without a doubt, is not only a great constitutional crisis, but it is that crisis, that American trauma, where we have to come face to face with what we choose to believe as our ideals as a nation and what we actually choose to practice. This is where this idea of the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and all men are created equal, and all of that language comes to fore. It comes to bear. It's time to pay the piper. But the other lesson of the American Civil War was a world lesson, because this idea of a democratic republic, at the time even of the American Civil War, was extremely rare political system. The rest of the world essentially was not the least bit surprised that this war would break out. People simply cannot govern. There must be an aristocracy. There must be an oligarchy. There must be people who are better informed to rule the masses. What's remarkable is this trial by fire, this trial by blood, ends up showing the world that, in fact, even in such a cauldron, this form of government, in fact, can work, to the point where today, I think it's something like 70% of the world's government systems are actually some form of a democratic republic. That was unheard of at the time of the American Civil War. So all of these things are important because all of these things relate to the core question of human freedom. And human freedom and what it would be was tested on our fields.